talk about what's gone on up the road at Angel Stadium. Boy, this is kind of different.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting too because the Angels were for sale. Maybe they're not for sale now, and now everyone's wondering, is Ohtani potentially on the trade block?
Arte Moreno, out of the clear blue sky, announces he's keeping the franchise. There were 5 bidders, reportedly in excess of $2.5 billion, which would be a Major League Baseball record. He's elected to keep the team. He does not grant interviews. He's not talked to anybody in the media in at least 2 full years. I think he has tried very hard to be a very good owner. You know, they've gone through renovations at Anaheim Stadium. He has spent an enormous amount of money, wasted an enormous amount of money. They will have the highest budget they've ever had in Angel history at $288 million. I think he was terribly, terribly stung by the drug scandal and the death of Tyler Skaggs. His organization's being sued that they did not do enough with Eric Kay, the public relations director, who was actually dealing drugs to players. He's been confronted and heavily criticized for being so impulsive. Why would you give that kind of money to Josh Hamilton? Why would you do that with Justin Upton? Why did you take on Vernon Wells or Melvin Upton? I mean, he's pissed away an enormous amount of money. He's an impulsive guy that wants to sign the shiny name out there. Minor league farm system has fallen into disrepair. There were a lot of fingers pointed at the Angels organization that you don't treat your minor leaguers well, that these guys are living in poverty and in Class A ball and Double A. You haven't done anything for them. There's an issue with the Hispanic broadcasters in a heavy Hispanic marketplace that is Orange County, and the fact that he's not hired the right general manager, and then he steps on the general manager's toes and say, I want this done, that done. So Artie came away really beat up, but now he's decided to come back. So I would hope multiple things. I mean, the fact that he's committed all the money, the fact that they're signing all their draft picks, they have to take the next step. They've got to get active again in the international field where Ohtani came from. But they've brought a lot onto the roster. I think they're making a real concerted effort to show Ohtani we're going to be a good franchise this year if we can stay healthy. And I think what Artie has to do is evaluate whether or not he's got the right team president there overseeing baseball. Because a lot of people don't think John Carpino is qualified, that he was an advertising executive guy that worked for Artie. That's a big issue. He's gone through a lot of general managers. Is this guy the right general manager that they've got right now, Perry Manassian? And, you know, thirdly, can they sign Ohtani? I think if they have a good season and they lay the state-of-the-art figure on the table for Ohtani, he stays, and then they're off to the races. Artie wants to build a new stadium, and twice he's had what he thought were stadium deals fall apart because of politics in the city of Anaheim, or corruption, if you will. I think I'm in the minority. I think he's done a lot of positive things, but obviously there's things he's made really bad mistakes on. So this goes forward, and he'll be the guy when they go to spring training in 2 weeks, and he'll be down there wearing his Red Angel jacket. He's a huge baseball man, baseball fan, and a very successful businessman outside of baseball.
But did they say why he put the team up for sale and now why he changed his mind?
I think he was so betrayed by the whole drug scandal and the Tyler Skaggs death, and then the follow-up lawsuit and condemnation of his organization, that he said, enough is enough. You know, that plus the constant losing and the failure to make the playoffs, and they haven't won a playoff game since, 2009. There's just lots of reasons. It wasn't fun anymore. I mean, I've interviewed him. I've met him. He's a pretty strong-willed guy. He's been very successful, but he's not been successful in the big picture of this thing. And it wasn't money. He only paid $184 million for the franchise.
Wow.
He turned down $2.5 billion and more.
Incredible.
So there's still stuff I think he wants to do in that community. I hope he'd solve the Hispanic issue, because I think that is still really out there.